Today, the second last day of COP28 here in Dubai, we are launching Kenya, Colombia, and France. We launched together an expert review group for debt on nature and climate. This is something that has come out of the Paris Pact for People and Planet that our heads of state agreed to in France in June this year, and something that also been discussed during the Africa Climate Summit in September this year. It is about putting together an expert team to look at this big challenge that many of the developing countries of the world are facing, including ourselves in Kenya, on debt sustainability, and come up with some suggestions on how debt, in light of the climate challenges and the climate emergency that we are all facing as a global community, can be looked at, can be improved, debt management, because really that is holding back the work that is required by the global community, by developing countries in particular, to address climate action that is so much needed.
Are there timelines on when to start, when to finish? How many experts are we looking at?
We are still finalizing the terms of reference for the expert group between Kenya, France, and Colombia, but it has to be within limited time frame. The maximum that we're looking at is within probably 12 months, so that by the next COP we will have something that we'll be presenting to the international community and saying these are the proposals from the expert group that has been put together. And we are reaching out to many other partners. We've now launched with 3 countries, France, Colombia, and Kenya, but we're reaching out to other partners in order to make it as inclusive as possible, so that it's not just for a few countries. So within 12 months, hopefully, maybe even earlier, by COP29, we hope to have something that we can present at the next COP.
So for now, we're just looking at the debt between Kenya, Colombia. And
No. This is about debt sustainability overall, in light of the requirements that the world needs to take climate action. That is a problem of most of the developing world. It's not a problem of Kenya alone. There are more than, I think, 54 so countries that are in serious debt situation. A significant number of them, over 24 of them, are in Africa. Yes, that's true. So bigger majority are in Africa, but there are many other developing countries that are seriously affected by the debt situation, and they cannot develop the resilience that so dearly required to respond to the climate crises of present.
What's the status of Kenyan states, and are we allowed to take more, or have we reached a debt limit?
Unfortunately, many countries, including our own country, don't have the fiscal space that is needed to access capital for action that will help us to develop resilience and to take climate action. The space is narrowing, and we are actually, many countries are just on the brink of defaulting even. A few African countries, as you probably are aware, have defaulted. Other countries in other parts of the world have defaulted. So it is that serious. And so it is important to look at the debt situation overall in light of the emergencies, the new emergencies, from COVID, pandemic, to climate, to biodiversity loss, as I said in the press. All these require a new rethink of the financial framework, the financial system of the world. And so this is what we are launching, and I'm so happy that our partners from France and Colombia have joined the efforts. And this is an initiative started by our heads of state, from President William Ruto of Kenya, President Macron of France, and President Pedro of Colombia did discuss these matters in Paris, and we're pushing forward.